Hi everyone, a very good evening to you. Here we are again live with our real talk from woman to woman. Today we are giving continuation to the Beatitudes that you can find in the book of Matthew chapter 5. These are the blessings, or better, these when Jesus gave the Beatitudes, he was telling who indeed in his eyes are blessed. So sometimes people, they think that they are blessed when they receive a blessing in the family, when they receive a financial breakthrough. But in fact, who is truly blessed are those who are the blessing themselves. So with the Beatitudes, Jesus was teaching us how to be the blessing in order to bless everyone around us and everything we touch be a blessing. So we are on episode 7, and let's read here today today's Bible verse. It says, "Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God." So that is a person who is considered a blessing, is one who has a pure heart. This is a person who is blessed in the eyes of God. And this person, Jesus said, shall see God. These people that are pure in heart are going to see God. Now, how do we see God? We see God in different ways. For example, we see God when you go through a difficult moment, but you remain firm and strong. Then we can see God in you and through you, right? We see God when wherever you go, you are kind, you are merciful, you are not judgmental, right? People see God in someone who is different than the rest of the world. And when we are this person, we are pure in heart, then we'll be able to see God, right? Now, I would like to reflect on this word pure because I always like to go to the dictionary and take the meaning, the origin of the meaning of the word, some words of the Bible, and I would like to share with you what the dictionary says about pure. Look what it says. It says clean, literally or figuratively, clean, clear, and pure. Okay, continuing here. Clean, pure physically, purified by fire. Let's already see these parts. Purified by fire, in a similitude like a vine cleansed by pruning, and so fitting to bear fruit in a Levitical sense. We are going to go back to this, purified by fire, and in the similitude. But let's continue. Clean, the use of which is not forbidden, imparts no uncleanness ethically. So a person who is moral, whose ethical morals are not like the world, contaminated by the ideas and the way the world deals, right? Let me put my phone here, do not disturb, otherwise people will call me and will disturb our program. Sorry about that. And then it continues. Clean, the use of which is not forbidden, imparts no uncleanness. We already read this. Ethically. Free from corrupt desire, from sin and guilty, free from every admixture of what is false, sincere, genuine, blameless, innocent, unstained with the guilt of anything. Okay, let's go one by one. Let's go back here to the first one that says purified by fire. So a person can only become clean when they are purified by fire. So you see, every time you go through a difficult moment, some people, they give up when they are being put under fire. They become discouraged, they look at other people and they feel that they are being treated unfairly. But you know, this moment that you are being going through the fire is actually to purify you. And sometimes when people go through fire, and I'm going to tell you, this has happened to me in the church. There was a time I had a situation that, I thought to be unfair. And I was, how can I say, I'm going to say it straight, having bad eyes towards the person who was doing this unfair thing that I thought I was going through. And then one day, I never forget, I was cleaning the kitchen and God told me, you know what? Uh, you are not as strong, or you are not as the person you think you are. The way, what I see right now, your attitude, your reaction, your feelings, they are not who they reveal who you really are. And then God told me, you see, before you, when you were in the beginning of your faith, when you went through a difficult situation, when someone said something that was not true, when someone humiliated you, when someone did this and the other to you, you would pray for them. You would see, oh, this is the devil, and you would keep your heart pure, and you would not have evil eyes towards the person. In fact, you were merciful. You saw the soul of that person lost, and you didn't look at the person itself. But now is like you have taken your eyes. Your focus is different. And now you are thinking that you are going through an unfair situation, when in fact this situation is just to reveal who you are right now. And you know, in life we go through the fire many times. Regardless of who we are, you go through the fire, I go through the fire, everybody goes through the fire. But everybody has a different attitude and reaction. So when I understood that, oh my gosh, I understood I was impure. I was dirtying, staining my heart, even if I thought that it was an unfair situation. So the unfair, what seemed unfair, was actually God allowing me to go through that so that He could show me this ugliness, this attitude, this feeling, and that I was not as focused on my eternity like in the very beginning of my faith. So God showed me that, and when I saw it through the eyes of God, that situation, I understood I have to ask forgiveness. I have to remove these feelings out of my heart. And you know, after I did that, pray for the person, I rebuked the causing that misunderstanding. And then I had, again, it's like I was my peace was restored to me. Nothing changed on the outside, but inside I had peace. I have done what I'm supposed to do. Do you understand? So sometimes you have evil eyes towards other people, and you go through situations. Sometimes the people you have evil eyes with are the people that God is using to purify you, and you resist. You don't want to go through the fire. You don't want to become pure gold. You want just to be a mixture of gold and impure metals. So the person that will see God is a person that always keeps the heart clean and pure, and the devil will always try to stain it. But it's for us to, like I think was yesterday we spoke, from the heart, our heart, we have to forgive. From within our heart there must be purity, holiness. After all, is the temple of God. How can we bring what is impure and unholy into the temple of God? Do you understand this? So let's continue here. In similitude, like a vine cleansed by pruning and so fitted to bear fruit in a Levitical sense. Now, I don't know about you. I have, in Portugal, we have many vineyards, okay? And I have, I happen to have seen and even helped doing, uh, helping to prune a vine, you know, the where the grapes they grow. So there is a time of the year after we harvest the grapes. There is a time we have to let it dry. There is a special season, which now I don't remember. I think is around October, if I'm not wrong, or October is when we reap, and then in March. Anyway, it doesn't matter the time. And then we have to. I used to climb the ladder with the scissors, with the pruning scissors, and then cut all the little branches that were dry. And then the vine become naked, completely naked, ugly. But that process of pruning, removing what is not good, what will remove the nutrients from the vine, when we remove that, we are helping the tree in the due season to bear much fruit, delicious sweet grapes. So it is important for us to go there and hurt the tree, the vine, right? For a while. It is essential. If we don't go with the scissors and cut off what is dry, that vine will not be able to bear nice grapes. They will be small, they will be tasteless, and even the possibility of not giving any more fruit. Okay, so when we go through the desert or the fire, difficult moments, see it as if you are that vine that Jesus said we are. He is the vine and we are the branches, and then we are being cleansed. The dry things that grow, the little branches that grow inside of us that are not pleasing to God, we prune it, God prunes it, the circumstances, the situations, prunes it, removes, cuts it off, so that later we can bear fruit. If we refuse to go through that process, that painful process of cleaning our hearts, maintaining our hearts clean, we will not bear fruits. You may receive a blessing here and there, but that's all. But you will not be the blessing, and you will not be able to transfer this blessing to your family, to your children, to your spouse, to everyone around you. But when you allow yourself to be purified every day, you are there, my Lord, remove this feeling from me. Why am I reacting this way? I don't accept it, and you remove it from you, then you become a blessing and you bear fruit. Okay? Continuing. Clean, the use of which is not forbidden, imparts no uncleanness ethically. We already spoke about that. Our morals are ethical. We don't have, for example, how many people, in order to make a little bit money, extra money, they accept, you know, uh, money. Example. I'm going to give you an example. Some time ago, there was a news that I don't know how many people were arrested, uh, mostly overseas workers. And they were arrested. Why? Because there were people that they were doing money laundering, and they borrowed their accounts to these people, and, with the aim to earn a little bit money, 500 Hong Kong dollar. They dirty themselves. They, ethically speaking, morally speaking, they became, how can I say, unclean because of 500 Hong Kong dollar, and end up in prison. So sometimes, in order to get a little bit more money, you lie. In order for you to get a little bit more success, you step over someone. You speak evil about someone. This is not ethical. It's not moral. You know what I mean? So we have to clean ourselves when you face these temptations that come before you. Remember, Jesus also went through that temptation. The devil offered the whole world, but he had to worship him. But Jesus didn't allow the glory of the world to, enter into him and desire, recognition from the world. And he refused. So we are equipped with this power to say no to what is not ethical, okay? Moral. Continue. Free from corrupt desire, from sin and guilt. And here, the desire, you can think of anything. What are your desires? Corrupt desires. Corrupt desires is immorality, sexual immorality, any kind, everything that is to do with sexual immorality. That's a corrupt desire. A desire to have someone else's husband, right? A desire to get, you are obsessed to get rich, even if he is in a crooked way. Um, uh, you have envy. That's a desire. You look at someone, what they have, and you desire that. That's corrupt desire. And any form of sin and guilty, you understand. Every time we sin, we are guilty. We become guilty. We have no peace. We are in the week of peace, right? So every time we do something that is against the word of God, we miss the target, which is to remain pure, then we become guilty and we lose our peace. Free from mixture of what is false, sincere, genuine. Okay, look at this. Admixture. Today I baked bread. And usually bread recipes, especially when you want to do a little bit healthier version, there is a mixing flours. But I don't want a bread with mixed flours. I don't want white flour in my bread. I want a bread that is healthy, whole wheat, with the least ingredients as possible. So in order for me to make that bread, you know what I had to do? I had to research and search and search until I found a recipe that only one type of flour was added. So free from every admixture is you mix the things of God with the things of the devil. You mix the things of God with the things, your ideas. You mix the things of God, the word of God, for your own interest, but you don't read. For example, you take one verse, I'll make you the head and not the tail. And you said, no, I'm gonna be the tail. And then you start to think ways to become rich, even again through corrupt ways. So admixture, you say you love, but at the same time you hate people. How can this be? You are mixing, you are adding a mixture that is not supposed to be there. So you take what is right, what is correct, the word of God, and then you add a false thing, a thing from the world. So you is no longer sincere and genuine. Blameless, so people can never turn a finger on you, point a finger to you and say you have done this. Who was blameless in the life, in his life? I think about Job, right? We have the series of Job on Univer Video, and not yet subtitles. Soon. Job was a blameless person because, you see, God felt so confident about him that he told the devil, have you observed my servant Job? A righteous man, he stays away from evil, right? Blameless. God was the one speaking this about Job. And the devil, having no reason to point a finger at Job, what did he do? He said, he's only like that because you take care of him, because he has everything. So because Job had no fault, because if, for example, Job was a fornicator, an adulterer, if all the possessions he had, he got it through corruption, the devil said, but he did this, he did the other, because the devil is the accuser, right? But because Job, he had a moral, an ethical moral, a godly, he kept the God morals and ethics, the devil could not point to a mistake he had made, to a sin he had committed. So to be pure is to be blameless, to be innocent. You don't speak evil about people. You don't gossip about people. You don't put people against one another. You are innocent. There is no blood in your hands. Unstained with guilt of anything. Anything. Now, I was speaking, there was a lady in the church, she was sharing with me her story briefly last time. And she was saying, listen, I would like to share with you. And she was so sincere, because it takes a person that acknowledged her mistake and took sincerity, she didn't need to come and speak to me about that. Because she had been in the church for a long time, okay? And then for a while, she stopped attending the church. I don't know why. I didn't go into details with that. But she told me, because you know what? I was too much righteous. I was overly righteous. And then I started to see fault in people, in things. And then I left, and then I went and I told a relative of mine that I spoke a lot of stuff, to the point that this relative of mine was in the church, left the church. Thank God, thank God. God brought her back, okay? God showed her wrong. She repented. She is firm. And then she told her relative, listen, you remember what I told you about the church, these and the people and this or that? Look, I was wrong. You see, one day she became impure. But when she came clean, when she went and said, look, I was wrong. Not the church, not the people in the church, but I was wrong. Because if you go to any church, no, you will not find a perfect church. So, uh, 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 so I was wrong, and she invited her relative to go back to the church, and they, thank God, started attending. But look, this person was very sincere. You can see that the heart now is in the right place, pure, free from guilt. Maybe in the past she spoke many things and did many wrong things, but the moment she confessed first to God, right, and then she spoke to the people that she had kind of poisoned, and told them that she was the one wrong, even when she came to speak to me, because I didn't know any of this. I totally didn't know. You know, it showed a person that had been impure but made her ways pure. You know what it shows? Jesus pruned her. She's like that vine that Jesus showed her wrongs. She acknowledged the wrongs. She let go of the wrongs. And now she can bear fruit, much fruit. Can you get it? So that's what I would like to leave you today. Another person that I think that fits into the picture is David. David made many mistakes. But once he realized these mistakes, he cut them off and never committed them 2 times. Right? Anyway, another day we speak about that. We are coming to the end of the program. Tomorrow we are coming back. But before that, I would like to read once again the Bible verse of today. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. And to finalize, you will see God here in your life, in your family, in your finances, in your health, in all areas of your life. But above all, you will see God. You'll be saved. You will see God face to face when we pass from this earth to eternity. So in order for us to see God here on earth and also to see him face to face in heaven, we need to keep our heart pure. All right? May God bless you, and I will see you again tomorrow at the same time, reminding you that if you did not have your copy yet of The Pleasure of Revenge, I do advise you for you to get, especially if you are a person who has a lot of grudges, a lot of bad feelings, ill feelings, and you don't know how to deal with them. Get the book, read it, and practice, and then pass it on to someone who needs. And who knows, you can also get a copy for someone who you know that needs to give forgiveness. Okay? God bless you. I'll see you again tomorrow at the same time. Bye-bye for now. Has this program been of help for you? Feel free to share with someone who also will benefit from watching it. You feel free to press the share button, and if you want, you can like it and leave your comments below. God bless.